What's up, guys? Jay Jackson here. It's Jay Jackson Official, and we're going to be talking about how to make fitness simple. And so I'm going to be showing you guys what you need to do to be able to simplify the whole process with none other than my buddy Joshua Jackson. He'll be jumping on in just a second, guys. We're going to dive in just a second. Giving him a second to jump on. In the meantime, what's up, Neo? Let me know where y'all are watching from. Let me know. Let me put this as, what's up, Joshua? What's going on, bro? Just comment, hit the little link below. I'm about to say share this live. All right. Yeah, hit that little plus button down there. What's up, new man? What's going on? Michigan in the house? What's good? What's good? Tapping in now. Hey, let's get it, man. Let's get it. It's about to go down. All right, guys. As y'all jump on, like I said, go ahead. Let me know where you're watching from, and we about to get this thing rolling. What's up, Sean? What's going on? Oh, everybody tapping in. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Josh, if you have any confusion, man, just let me know, and I'll help you out. Let's see. All right, guys. So, along with what I just said, all right, we're going to be talking about how to simplify the process of, you dropping weight, building muscle, getting your diet on point, whatever it is that you might be having confusion with. That's what we're going to be talking about today with Joshua Jackson. And man, this guy has a crazy story. I'm excited to talk to him. All right, let's see. There he is. Salute the grind.
Salute to the grind. How you doing today?
Salute to the grind. I'm good. I'm good. About you?
Man, I'm well, man. I'm well. I was sitting here. I wouldn't have no technical difficulties. I was sitting here like trying to connect it. But I'm glad we got on the phone, man. I'm glad we're here to talk about, how to make this thing simple for everybody, because I think everybody makes it too difficult. And this is what I've been good at doing. I've been good at simplifying health.
I know it. And that's like the biggest thing. Like when I was looking at your social media, I was like, man, this is what it's about. Because I think so many people, when they get into this whole wanting to lose weight, put on muscle, get in shape, they overcomplicate it. And there's so many different options out there. And so that's really why I wanted to bring you on, and so that we could add some more value to people. But along with that, I want to dive into your story, because a lot of times people see these fitness experts and they're like, man, have they always been like that? Have they always been in shape? Have they always had abs? But man, you both know that ain't the case.
Right. We know what time it is, man. So, man, little small story. I keep it on the simple side to it. So basically, man, I've been in the fitness industry for about 12 years now. I got done. I actually moved to Atlanta. I worked corporate America. I worked for Grady Memorial. I did that for about a year and some change, man, and I really wasn't into it. And it was good money, but at the same time, the hospital it's not for everybody. So I did that for about a year and a half, man. I was literally about to move to do the same exact thing. And my mentor, his name is Rope, man. He's real heavy in the bodybuilding industry, especially in Georgia. He was the chairman. He's my mentor. Like when my dad passed away, he's the one that actually got me into wanting to be an exercise science major, wanting to get into training. He literally texted me the same day I got an offer letter. And when he texted me, he was like, hey, you still thinking about training? I was like, of course, that's what I went to school for, right?
Right.
He was like, bet, come see me tomorrow. So I went down, sat down, talked with him. He's like, I'm going to teach you the business from the bottom up. He was like, but you're going to literally learn from the bottom up. And he's like, but be here, soak it up, man. And here we are today. I did that for a little bit. And then I moved back into the city in 2017. It was actually outside the city. I moved back into downtown Atlanta in 2017, man. And I just came back with a vengeance. I was like, man, I want to take this knowledge that I've gotten over the years, plus what I think is beneficial and helpful in being healthy. And after I did that, man, things just started blowing up, bro. I had a goal, man. I said, I'm going to open up my own gym. When I was at the age of 15, I said, I want to open up my own performance center to help other athletes, originally just to help athletes in the beginning. And man, 2017, 2019, January 1st, we were open, and I was still standing. I'm in year 4. I used to say I help busy professionals, but I had to change that. I help high performers get in shape. I help high performing people because they're busy, but high performers don't use busy as an excuse.
That's facts. That's real talk. That's
a
good way to put it.
I've been up and down, man. I've been up and down in weight. Like you said, everybody thinks like, I'm gonna follow this diet, I'm gonna lose the weight. And immediately then I used to follow in that same trend, and this is being a fitness professional myself. And now, man, I've just figured out, bro, it takes people understanding why they're doing it before even doing it.
That's a bar. That's real talk. We're gonna jump into that too. Guys, as y'all jump on, I just want to let y'all know we're rapping right now with Joshua Jackson, talking about how to keep fitness simple. And right now he's sharing this story. And Josh, one of the biggest things that I want to talk about was like, what were like the challenges? Because like you just said, you're going up and down with the weight, right? And a lot of people tend to go through that. And so what was life like around that time in your life when you were kind of like, the weight was just ebb and flow and up and down, roller coaster? Like, what was going on?
before I got into the fitness industry or after?
So was the weight going up and down before the fitness industry?
Okay. Yeah, definitely before the industry. So that picture that you posted, that you posted in the flyer is a prime example, man. I played college football. I played, 4.5 years of college football, and I've always been athletic. And that was me in June. I graduated in December. I was done playing ball. By June, I looked like that picture to the left. And I literally walked by the mirror one day, and I was like, bro, who the fuck is that? It was hanging over, man. It was, it didn't look good. I immediately started to change things. And the crazy thing is, fitness has always been a part of my life, but I was focused on getting to the bag at that time. I was sacrificing me for the bag. Like, I was like, man, pocket's good. I'm out of college. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time, living life. But within that, I was losing me. I wasn't happy because, clothes get a little fit. Then you're like, man, I'm just going to buy some bigger clothes. But then I realized, like, buying more clothes ain't going to fix how I feel on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, this money don't really change things. So I really started to change my ways. When I got into fitness is when I really started to shift the gears, because I thought I could just eat what I wanted to. Being an athlete your whole life, you're like, bro, I can eat whatever I want to. Like, I'm still going to be straight. That wasn't the case. That was
Yep. So many people fall into that. They're like, man, I could just work out and just wait. I'm going to be good. I can eat whatever I want to eat. And you're a prime example. Like, you actually were trying to do that. And I was too at one point. But what was that aha moment for you? Like, what made you say, something got to change? This ain't going to work.
Man, you know what? I'll say this before I even go into that part. Is like, this is an ever evolving story. I'll be 35 this year. And
really?
Yeah, I'll be 35, right? Hey, water and smiling is the key.
I thought I was older than you.
And but that's a good thing though. That means I care.
That's facts.
Man, I think going into 35, I have the most clarity about not only what I want in myself as far as fitness, but also how I'm going to get there. This started off first. I was in bodybuilding. So with bodybuilding, you hear about eating 6 times a day. You hear about, cardio for 2 hours. You eating asparagus and fish. And granted, that was one time a way to lose weight, but let's be real, that's not healthy. Like, and I'm big on health. I'm big on health from the inside out. And within having health from the inside out, I realized that it doesn't matter how I look here if I'm not healthy on the inside. Because, my dad passed away when I was 45. When he was 45. My dad passed away, I was 14. And my dad had sarcoidosis. And one thing I always said, and this is a turning point for me, I was about 24, 25, was that I want to be in a position to where I'm able to play with my future kids, where I'm able to still be active, to still be healthy, and not take this for granted. Because my dad was sick. He was out there playing with us, play basketball, but he could only do so much. And I can only imagine how that felt to him as a grown man that really could not partake in those things with his kids, that really couldn't, really have fun and show us what to do. He could tell us, but it was hard to show us because he would get winded easily. He wasn't in the best of shape at that time. And, honestly, it scared me. It scared me because I was like, damn, I'm getting closer to when my dad passed away. Like, this is hereditary. This is a prominent disease in Black and brown people. So it started to change my narrative of even on how I take care of myself, like sleep, about rest, about what I'm putting inside my body that's feeding these things. And it just started to change. I started to see my face was starting to slim out more. My skin was clearing. My skin has always been clear, but like I started seeing a difference in my skin, the muscle barrels on me, my energy, performance, all those things started to improve. But it was really because it started within.
Right. That's important. I think a lot of people, I just want to lose this weight. I want to look good for the gram, or I want to feel comfortable with the way my clothes fit. But I don't think a lot of people think about how what we eat truly affects not only the way we feel, but the way we think.
Yes.
Like, talk about that. Like, what type of benefits did you see, like, when you made that transition from the way you were eating to, transitioning? Like, what were some of the benefits you saw?
Man, honestly, immediately the inflammation. One big thing that my parents and I use my past to correlate what we suffered through a lot of times. My parents owned a restaurant growing up. It was fried chicken, fried fish. Y'all know, summertime fish parties, all these different things. Everything was fried. Everything was, heavily greased. And, it takes 48 hours for the body to push something out, push waste out, bad waste. You need at least 48 hours, right? So growing up, my parents, they just made sure we ate. So we were eating fried chicken. We were eating whatever was prepared. And the things that I was eating were not great for my blood type. So chicken, shellfish, marinara sauce, tomatoes, cinnamon. I started looking at these things and I was like, let me cut them out a week. Let me see how that helps. I started cutting them out and immediately I would see the inflammation. My face always shows the inflammation. And I didn't look as puffy and swollen. So then I was like, man, you know what? What if I strip all those things plus sugar? Because I remember in competing, if I kept sugar out, if I got rest, if I got water, that I would keep the muscle and I would drain the body fat. I would drain the excess off. So I was like, let me continue to keep eating. Let me get even more niche down on what I'm eating. And that's when the blood type really started playing a factor. That's when, really watching what time of the day I ate, and even the shutdown process. Now that has it's been the most beneficial, bro.
Wow, that's awesome, because I think a lot of people don't really know about the whole blood type and things like that. I'm not super proficient with that neither. Like, I don't know a lot about it, but I know that it does matter. Definitely when it comes to like how we feel, inflammation, and things like that. So that's super important, man.
Yeah.
Before we move forward, for anybody who just jumped on, guys, right now we are talking to Joshua Jackson about how to make fitness simple. All right, this is how you get your best body without all the complicated diets and crazy workouts. We talking about how to simplify the process. And so if you're a high performer, you have a busy, demanding career work schedule, you don't have time for all that. You need something that's going to be simple that you can put into your lifestyle and that you can sustain long term. And so that's what we're tapping into. And right now we're talking about his story, but I'm getting ready to drop down in the comments in a second. I want you to actually comment your questions. Well, not comment your questions, but you're going to see a little bubble in the bottom right-hand corner with a little question mark. You want to tap that little image and enter your questions. All right. You want to enter whatever question you have, because we're going to do a Q&A in the end. All right. And so with that said, Joshua, let's keep rocking, man. We just talked about the benefits and everything, right? Did I cut you off?
Man,
cool.
you know what? This is I want us to to organically flow too, because I think a lot of times, like when people get on these lives, they get so focused on presenting so much valuable information that they take away from the person who they are. And with this conversation right now, I want you to understand, most and foremost, this shit don't change. This shit doesn't help unless you're doing the work, unless you're willing to make that mental decision that I don't want to be here no more. Because trainers, fitness professionals, everybody, a squat is a squat, a deadlift is a deadlift, a lunge is a lunge, a push-up is a push-up. But it's the other part of the team that makes this thing work and connect. If you can sit there and listen to your coach, listen to the consultant, professional online trainer about what they're presenting to you, and you follow the game plan, you're going to win. But if you're following this game plan the way that you want to, you're going to get the results that you got before you even joined up with me or anyone else, which is nothing. You're going to be sitting there going to another person trying to figure out, how can I lose 10 pounds in 30 days?
Right. Man, that's a bar. I need y'all to grab your notebook, grab your journal, whatever, because it's about to get real. All right. And also, again,
hey,
huh?
No, I was like,
for sure.
Like,
and so,
that bad.
Right. I think it might be a little lag in the video, but it's all good. Again, guys, make sure y'all hit that little circle below. If you got any questions, hit the little question mark, ask your questions. Towards the end, we're going to be answering any questions you guys have. All right. Now, a lot of guys, they want to have a six-pack, Josh. You know, we getting ready to come up on, at the time of this live, we're getting ready to come up on spring and summertime. Right? It's already spring.
Right.
Spring was just past Sunday. And
right.
So what everybody want? They want to get beach body ready. Guys want to be able to take their shirt off and not have the man boobs, not have the belly fat. And so that the photo that we put on our banner of where you were and then having the six pack, let's talk about that. Like what was that journey like for you when you went from looking like that to having a six pack? Like what are some steps that you took to go from six pack?
It boils down to discipline. If you want, again, you got to follow a game plan, something that makes you uncomfortable, but also something that isn't extreme. But I don't believe in going to the extreme. You know, for some people it works, for some people it doesn't. But realistically, people that I typically work with is they're not wanting to get competing to a show. They're not wanting to run a marathon, or even if they do, they're not so focused on like, I got to eat 7 times a day. I got to do 2 hours of cardio. I try to make sure that it makes sense. And also that it's so simple that if you're not doing it, it all falls back to you.
Right.
And I have success stories where all of this has happened by following the game plan. So if you're out of all these people that this game plan didn't work for, right? All that we've met over the years, right? And this is one person's like, I just don't think this works for me. I don't think my first questions are going to be, well, did you follow the meal plan? Or have you been following the meal guide? No, let's look at your record. Let's look at your profile online and let's see what you haven't been eating the meal plan. Oh, I was going to start next, right? Then cardio part. These are things, and these are literally, I repeat these same things because these are the same things that help me. I then asked about, well, what about cardio? How's the cardio been going? Man, I just been so busy here lately. Like I ain't been able to do my 30 minutes or the workout that you put in there. Okay. That's 2 out of 3 that you ain't following the game. The most important one. Are you getting recovery? Are you recovering? Are you getting rest? Are you doing the things that's going to help you? Like, are you going to the chiropractor? Are you going to the massage therapist? And they're like, you know what, Josh? What's that number again to that person? Right there. Those 3 key pieces: cardio, nutrition, and recovery, right? Those 3 things that you do when I don't see you. If you're not doing those 3, you can't expect to walk in that gym every day and expect to come out looking like the opposite side of that picture that I had.
That's facts. That's fair. And I like it.
There's no way possible. So the discipline of, I know I can't be out here eating lemon pepper wings and brunch every weekend with pancakes and chicken and expect for my abs to show as men. can't expect to drink and turn up with all that excess sugar and expect to look like somebody that's a bodybuilder. And you got to be realistic with yourself. You don't know where that person started. You don't know if that person was an ectomorphic, if they were, which is somebody naturally slim, if they were mesomorphic, which is somebody that struggles with losing the weight, or if they were endo, which is an in between, right?
Right.
All those things play a part. But if we just focus on those three small pieces: cardio, nutrition, recovery, the workouts are going to be you walk inside the gym all the time. That's a norm. People don't mind doing that part. It's the
Right.
thing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's the shit that we don't see every day. I don't know what you do at home. I don't know what you do with your significant other. I don't know what you do with your family. Thanksgiving, people pig out. Like, you gotta have discipline up here enough and be focused to your goals in order to get to that point where you've never been, because you have never been to that point yet. So it's going to take that uncomfortable point.
Ooh, I love it. And also, anybody who asks any questions, guys, be sure in the bottom right-hand corner, it's a little question mark image over there. Look, I tried to make a question mark with my finger. Right. Hit the little question mark and comment your question inside. Ask your question once you tap that image, all right? Because I'm going to tap that little image towards the end, and we're going to answer all the questions. All right. And so anybody who just jumped on right now, we're talking to Joshua Jackson, and we talk about how to simplify the process to be able to drop weight, build muscle, build your best body. All right. Without all the complicated diet fasts and workout fasts. And so quick recap about what Josh was just talking about. You know, I asked him a question about, yo, you were in this kind of shape, not in the best shape, right? With the photo that I had posted with the banner, and then on the other side you see a guy with a six-pack, right? And so I'm like, what took place to make that transformation? And so there's 4 things they really hit on. 1, nutrition. That was the first thing he talked about. He's like, whenever somebody walk into his gym or one of his online clients hit him up and they're like, I'm not seeing the results, what's going on? Are you on your diet? Are you on your nutrition? You know, are you doing the steps that's needed to make sure that your nutrition is dialed in? And so that's number 1. We got to have cardio also. All right, that's important, not just to drop weight, but also just cardiovascular wise. Like, cardio helps strengthen our heart. And so you got to have that. And then 3, recovery. You know, these are fundamental things. Like, if people don't have these things, if you're not eating properly, if you're not, even if it's not running, or doing, you know, the crazy, you don't even have to do all the crazy cardio stuff, even if you're not just walking or resting, you know, pampering yourself with sleep and things like that, you know. And then lastly, strength training. So there's 4 things, guys. You got to do these things, all right? You don't have to do all the crazy bodybuilder stuff, you know. We won't dive too much into the bodybuilding part because there are a lot of...
But you know what though, on some real though, Jay.
Yeah.
Even though with us not diving into it, it's such a key piece, because that's where I learned a lot about foods. Even though going to school, bodybuilding, because I got to see how it works for me. So you said in the conversation about diets, and I had to start using a different word. I wanted to start using meal guides, because a diet, the first 3 words in diet are diet, D-I-E. Right.
Ooh, okay.
You can't keep a diet for long term, because it's not for you. That's something that somebody has programmed and built for you without even consulting with you, right? That's that, without even knowing your medical history, without knowing your do's and don'ts. That's where diet play. But a meal guide is something that you follow, that you can plug and play, that works for you. That may not work for you. It may not work for Jay, it may not work for me, but it works for you. You don't like shellfish? All right, don't eat shellfish, eat chicken.
That's powerful.
You know what I'm saying? You don't like asparagus? Okay, eat Brussels sprouts. Get the job done.
Yeah.
Doesn't how it gets done, the job just got to get done.
That's facts. You know, I love the fact that you said that, because I always tell people that's really one of the secrets to being able to transform your body and keep those results. Like, what have you found to be like, why do you feel like it's important that somebody not just buy a diet plan or get somebody to create a diet plan for them, but have something that's like catered specifically to them? And, you know, because you learned a lot of this in bodybuilding too. We can dive into it, man. So let's talk about the importance of like having it tailored to the person.
It's important because all of us have a unique genetic makeup. It's like your fingerprint, right? Everybody has a unique fingerprint, right? This fingerprint is only to me. Nobody else in the world has my fingerprint. So within my fingerprint also comes with what helps me sleep well, what helps me recover, what helps me stay active, what helps me grow, what helps me get smaller. All those things are within my DNA fingerprint, right? Now, also within those is the things that I can and can't eat. So if I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, Josh, you know you can't eat that. Like your body doesn't respond. Like my body, I don't do well with heavy carbs into my plan as I'm trying to cut. For some people that work because they can't put on weight, they can't keep the weight on. Me, I can grow the muscle and I can dial down. But if I have carbs and fats, all it does is just keep me puffy and swollen, especially depending upon the carbs and fats that we're talking about. But let's keep it, let's I try to keep it even simpler than that. If you processed foods, if you look at your stool, and your stool, when every time you take a shit and your stool pops up and hits you in the ass, the water does, that means you're eating something you ain't got no business eating. But if you eat things that are whole foods, your body takes that energy, all that fuel, it takes what it needs from it, disperses it, and then it flushes out the rest. And if you notice, whenever you're eating clean, whenever you're drinking water, whenever you're resting, hydrating, all those different things, you start to see a different type of stool. You start to have a different type of energy. I pay attention to my stool. It sounds weird. It sounds gross, but I'm telling y'all, your stool tell you a lot about yourself, because if your stomach is rotten on the inside, that shit's gonna come out rotten. You know, but if you're rotten shit in you, what did you expect? What did you expect when you were eating Chick-fil-A every day? What did you expect on Casamigos and you was eating brunch in Casamigos and you trying to figure out why your shit ain't coming out whole, or you're struggling to shit on the floor? It's because you have no nutrients in your body.
Right. That's facts.
You know, so it's funny we got to talk like that about those type of things, but this is
important.
You know, most of my friends, they don't figure out until they're in their late 20s. All right, I guess I can't turn up. I can't eat the same shit no more. Yeah, that's been. Now it's about figuring out, what do you need to be eating for yourself? What is going to help you live the longest, best, healthiest life that you can? You may not want to have a six-pack, but you may want to live a long life. It's still going to take the same amount of discipline that six-pack person had for you to get those same goals. Yeah.
One of the things I love that you just said, though, is like, you didn't say this word, but it comes down to self-awareness. Like, whether you're constipated, whether your stool looks a certain way, whether you're like, man, I notice I'm bloated when I eat certain things. I notice I have brain fog when I wake up and I eat something the night before. Like, you got to pay attention to these things because your body is talking to you.
Man.
Like, if you're going to ignore what your body's telling you, like, you're not going to be able to make the progress that you want. You're fighting an uphill battle. And so you got to pay attention to the things that your body is telling you. All right.
Man, dead on the nail, bro. Dead on the nail, man. Listen, the mirror don't lie, y'all. The mirror don't lie. If all your weight's sitting in your stomach, there's some internal things going on.
Ooh, yeah.
Black and brown people put on weight here. We put on weight here. We fill in muscle barrels. So a lot of times we be like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm okay, because you're only seeing the weight distributed in that one area. So, but it's because you're still eating mac and cheese, you're still eating yams for every meal of the week. You're still eating bullshit during the week, but you're expecting to look like this model. You're like, well, I don't want to look like her. I don't want to have that type of body. Whatever type of body you're gonna want, it's gonna take amount of discipline within yourself to even get to that point.
That's big, man. I always tell my clients, it's like, first it comes, you gotta. A lot of times when people want to lose weight, they first need to understand what to do. Right? They need to understand what to do. So they maybe either, buy a course, or they start reading books, right? Or they may get a coach or a trainer, right?
Right.
You find somebody that can give you the steps to take, right? Now, once you understand what steps to take, the next step is you doing those steps long enough to develop awareness of why you're taking those steps.
Yes.
Now once you understand hey, I'm eating this much because of this. Like, I'm eating this much because it's not only going to help me drop weight, but it's allowing me to sustain energy. Because there is a such thing as not eating enough, and you start feeling like you're starving yourself, right?
Yes.
And so you gain awareness around these things, self-awareness, and then lastly, that's when discipline comes into place. Because if you don't have the discipline, you know exactly what to do. You're aware of everything.
Yep.
But if you're still unwilling to do it, you don't have no discipline.
Man.
And so you got to have the whole blueprint.
You ain't got no accountability within yourself.
That's facts. You got to have self-accountability. You know?
Everybody's not self-motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one thing I learned in this industry. Everybody's not self-motivated especially for fitness. Everybody's self-motivated for money, though.
Oh,
everybody's self-motivated for success. Yeah. In any world, they correlate success with health. Think of every person that you know out here in the world. They may have been out of shape going into the money, but after they got the money, they realized all that money was not worth it. Like, I need to get my health. You name somebody right now that's considered wealthy or successful, and they'll be one of the first ones to tell you, I need to get my shit together. I use Monique as an example all the time. Monique's is a comedian, if you don't know. And Monique preached like big girls, like, you know, I love myself. I love that she loves herself. But at the same time, that's not healthy at all. We got and especially in our community, we are prone to every known disease out there. But yet we don't help ourselves by getting ahead of things by treating ourselves better. You only get one shot at this. I've never known nobody come back and tell me, man, I lived a hell of a life last time.
At all.
You only got one shot at this. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, a real big kicker for me and moving forward was COVID. You know, COVID was taking people out left and right. And this was actually geared me even more in going to this year. COVID I knew 15 people that passed away last year under the age of 35. All of them weren't COVID related, but it's the fact that you only got one life. And why does death have to be the reminder that you only have one life? Stop waiting until it gets too late to start doing something about it. Because you know how harder and tougher it's going to be to get back to this point when you've allowed yourself to go so far that way.
That's important, man.
Start now. Treat your body, treat your health the same way you check it to that bag. When you like, man, I'm clocking in the work, getting to this money. If you had the same energy towards your money as you did your health, your life, you would realize my life is worth a little bit more. And if I'm happy, I can make more money because now I'm happy and the money can equivalent to how I feel. Instead of being sad while you get into the bag, be like, oh man, it's going to be worth it to the end. What if you got hit by a car tomorrow?
Right.
Now everybody's gonna remember you as the guy that worked hard, got to the bag, but couldn't really fulfill that life that he was wanting to walk into. Right. Yeah. This is the type of shit. These are the type of things, Jay, that I think people should hear. Not, you know, man, you lose weight, man, you're gonna be successful, you're gonna make 6 figures. No, listen, you only got one chance at this. Stop playing with your life. Apply pressure just like you apply pressure in everything else that you've gotten in your life, and you'll be happy. You may not get to that weight loss on day 30. It may take till day 90. It may take till 12 months later. But be focused not on the end goal, but the step by step getting there. And the process. People neglect that process, but also that's why we're also in one of the heaviest mental health states that we're in, because everybody's looking at people at the end goal, not realizing what it took to get to that end goal. Everybody wants to be Money Mayweather. Nobody want to be Pretty Boy Floyd, though.
Right. Ooh, you talking hot fire right now. It's about to get crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. I'm realistic with this shit, man, because people out here they're walking into this scenario, and they're like, you know, and you got fitness professionals, there's levels to this. And I talked to a lady yesterday. She said her trainer laughed at her for being vegan, for wanting to go vegan. And I'm like, it's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, that's unfortunate. But as a fitness professional, I'm always striving to be straightforward, straight to the point, and give you the realistic things. I'm not looking for the fame. I don't want to be famous. I want to change millions of lives. I don't care about the other. The other is just a bonus and benefit of what I'm doing for the community and the culture. And that's creating a different narrative.
Yeah. Ooh, man, this is, ooh. I didn't know we was going this deep today. You should have told me, man.
And listen, bro, you should have known. You should have known. If you was talking to me, you should have known. This is what I do. This is how I get down.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I love it. I love it. Yo, everybody who's tuning in right now we're talking to Joshua Jackson. We're talking about how to simplify the process of losing weight, building muscle, living that overall healthy lifestyle, whatever it is for you, right? Without all the complicated diets, complicated workout programs, right? And so with that said, guys, also, if you have any questions towards the end, we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A, all right? And so in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see a little question mark. You want to hit that little question mark button and then type your little question in there. Type your question in there, okay? And so that way your questions don't get lost in the comment section, because I see some people that are commenting, which is cool, but if you have a specific question, make sure you hit that question mark, and so that way we don't miss your question, okay? So that said, we're about to dive into it. Also, I want you to share this video. Hit that little arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. Share this video with 5 people. Come back, comment done. Hit the little bottom right-hand arrow. Share it with 5 people, and then come back, comment done. Because we're getting ready to talk about the biggest mistakes that Joshua sees that a lot of people are making. We're going to talk about a lot of the big mistakes that a lot of people are making when it comes to dropping weight, when it comes to building muscle. And so get ready. We're about to dive into it.
Yeah, man. I like, and even before we dive into it, I see somebody said, Numek, he made a point that a lot of mental health issues are derived from unhealthy guts. I actually read a document today, and the document was talking about, like, most time you're unhealthy because your body is overworking itself trying to process the bullshit that you keep making your body stress through and go through, on top of what outside barriers are adding to your life. So not only are you stressed on the inside trying to break down shit that shouldn't be in you, but also on the outside you're trying to break down what the world is throwing at you. So imagine what type of battle you're walking into each day, trying to battle the things on the outside while also combating the things that are done on the inside.
Yeah, that's so true. Black Beauty, appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I'm going to start giving out some prizes. Because right now, like, Josh, I don't know if you know, but this is, I call it J Jackson Official Podcast, right? I didn't say it at the beginning of the video, but this is my podcast. And so I'm going to start giving out gifts and rewards for people who do the things that we tell them to do. All right, I like to reward people, and so Black Beauty, since you commented done first, be sure after this live, message me, DM me, all right, and I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you a free gift, okay? So that said, Josh, let's dive into it, man. Let's talk about these mistakes people making.
All right, let's do it. All right, so first thing is, man, one of the first things is walking into it. You got to walk into it with a full-out game plan. You know, I just talked to a lady this evening, and I asked the lady, I said, "Are you ready?" And she was like, "I think so." I asked her again. I said, "Are you ready?" She's like, "Yeah, I think so." Are you ready? Yes, I am ready, right? And the mindset that you have walking into something is going to help propel you. It's dopamines. Like dopamines are the feel-good feeling that you get whenever you eat, for some people, whenever you party, whenever you even drugs. Dopamine is just it's a fulfillment. It's a happy feeling, right? So if you walk into this, and I told her, I said, this week, you got a full week right here. She starts on Monday. I said, take this week, grab all the materials that you need. Make sure that you log into the portal, get signed up in the portal, get everything filled out. So that way, when you walk into this gym on Monday, all you're here to do is start the journey for you, the next stage of your journey to live the best successful life. And I think a lot of times people come in and they like, all right, well, I'm going to grab this, and then next time I'm going to grab that, and next time I'm going to grab this and that. No, start off with everything you need. Stop trying to cookie cut and piece things together. If you can't, and which rolls into my second thing. if you can't afford it, it's okay. You know why? Because there's millions of other things to do out here that are either free or cheaper.
That's true.
You don't hurt you don't hurt any fitness professional walking in saying I can't afford it. Before you even said that, you should have already had that conversation with yourself and said, this is what I can afford and this is what I can't afford. I'm not in position to do this right now because I don't want to waste anyone's time. How about I do this program on YouTube that Jay has, or that Fourth Quarter has, this online program that I seen them post. Let me do those workouts for a while. Let me start putting my money together. I know some people, man, I'm in a accelerator course right now. Bro, these people are dropping 50, 90,000 on a course. On a course.
Yeah, it happens, man.
You know what I'm saying? When you're an entrepreneur, you invest into yourself and pour into yourself. So I'm gonna be honest. If you walk into a fitness facility and you saying, man, you know, I just can't afford it, a fitness professional is gonna look at you and be like, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make a way? Because as entrepreneur, you are, and this is just coming from me. We already made a way because the discipline, and we know what it takes. But you don't need to walk in there wasting your time or somebody else's time, and then now you gotta go find the right trainer. Do your research. Figure out what works best for you. Figure out what you would enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, figure out somebody that's going to educate you and that's going to place you there. You know, stop going into places and expecting for something to happen in 30 days that you've been doing for the last 15 years.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Unrealistic expectations.
That's truth, man.
Stop pouring all the bullshit for the professional to correct, because it's not your babysitter. That's not your. I'm not a babysitter for nobody that I train. My trainers aren't a babysitter for nobody they train. Nobody. You a grown ass individual that makes money, that knows how to do all those things. Take that time upon yourself to figure out what works best for you and then apply. But before that, don't waste none of our time, because we're here to help lead. We're not here to help, you know, wipe you on your. I mean, you know, caress you on your back and you know, say good job and like no. There's people that do that.
That's true. Yeah.
There's people that do that. But when you're looking to be helped, there's going to take more than, I mean, it may take more than me. It may take the nutritionist. It may take the chiropractor. It may take the OT, the occupational therapist, the physical therapist. But you got to understand that this is something that I've never done. That's also going to make me uncomfortable. So I got to get it done, because if I want it, I'm going to make it happen.
And that's another thing, like being okay with knowing that you're going to go through some discomfort. I think that's one of the biggest things I see a lot of times. People just, they might be on the right path, but because they don't have proper expectations of, hey, you are going to feel a little uncomfortable. There will be days where you go be sitting in front of the gym and don't even want to go in there. You know, there will be days where you get triggered from work, or you may have had a bad argument with your partner and you might want to eat something that you're not supposed to eat. It could be, these are life things that happen that are completely out of our control. You know, one of the things about me, I don't always feel good every day. Like some days, you know, I might be all happy and excited when I wake up, and then other days I might just not feel like I'm myself. I might just feel like I'm in a rut. But I understand that about myself, and that doesn't mean that, hey, this is a bad day, and so I'm gonna let this bad day ruin my week. Then I'm gonna let this bad week ruin my month. That's what tends to happen to a lot of people. They allow that fall off time to last too long, and all the results that they accomplish, they lose them because they've allowed themselves to fall off for too long. It's okay to have a bad day where you eat, you know, or you eat pancakes or burgers, and then you have some wine or alcohol. That's cool.
Your body.
There you go. And you want to live life a little bit, but at the same time,
Hey, let me ask you this. I'm gonna flip. Have you ever been out and you're eating something that, you know, typically to the health and wellness world is not healthy, and somebody walks up to you or somebody comments, "What you doing eating that?"
Oh man, I get it all the time. All the time.
What do you mean?
What you mean I can't eat these tacos?
Where did it say that I can't eat these things? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be I'm human. I'm human. So there's things that I like that aren't that what you wouldn't consider healthy. But I also know I can't have those things 3 to 4 times a day, every day. You know, once again, discipline, accountability, like the same rules apply. You know, you out here like, well, shit. You know, we out here partying, turn up, and you know you ain't supposed to be eating that. It's okay if you fucked up, but tomorrow we gotta fix it.
That's it, man.
Tomorrow we gotta fix it. You know, so I'm glad that happens to you, because I used to try to hide my food when I be out and about. Like, nah, I can't take no pictures. Nah, I be like, listen, last thing you need to do is not come in my DMs asking me why I'm eating this. Ask your mama why I'm eating. That's why I ask you. Don't judge me. Judge your mama for doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't judge me right now. I ain't the one.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a big mistake, man. A lot of people, it's okay if you, that's one of the reasons I say self-awareness is so important, because I do have a bit of a obsessive personality. And so if I tend to eat, I say Reese's Cups. I love eating Reese's Cups and what do you call them? Oreos, right? Mm-hmm. But I understand if I'm trying to hit a specific goal, like if I'm trying to get ready for another men's physique competition or something like that, I don't need to have that kind of stuff in my house. Right. Because if I do, I know my environment is going to affect the way I do things. Mm. And so by me keeping that out of my house and not buying it, I'm good. But if I start eating it one day, it's going to become a ripple effect. It's going to become a pattern. And so that's that self-awareness, guys. You got to know, hey, if you eat these chips, or if you eat this candy, or if you drink this Coca-Cola, like some people love drinking sodas, you got to be self-aware enough to say, can I do this one time and stop and get back right on track? Or do I just need to push it all the way to the side and not eat it at all? Yes. And so you got to be self-aware.
Yes, bro. And which it's a small one, but it's an important one. Salads aren't the only healthy meal that you can eat. Okay. Salad is not. Salads aren't the only food, and sometimes even when we talk about lettuce, like somebody's like, "Well, I ate a salad today," right? You have to eat enough calories and enough protein and enough veggies and carbs each day to hit your count for you. You walking out here every day and starving yourself, drinking water, doing these detoxes, these heavy detox and diets. You're following up with, you're doing the lemon, you're doing the 2-day detox from Arden's Garden. You done went on the 7-day flush diet. You done did the I did the intermittent fasting. You're doing it, but you're not even allowing your body enough time to figure out, does it work best for it, because you're always going cheat code, right? You're not, stop trying to skip around success. Like, success takes a journey, man. These gray hairs didn't come from me just enjoying the process. This came from digging down and placing myself in an uncomfortable position. And there's no way to defeat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't sit up here with, I heard if I stop eating at 7:30 and I only eat in the morning and at night, then I'm going to lose more weight, because for some it works. But I'm just going to be honest with you. In reality, if you don't even know why you're moving like that, why you make those type of decisions, once again, self-awareness, you're not going to get nowhere along this journey, because all you're doing is fixated on, all right, I got 90 days. I got to lose 30 pounds. Right. No, you already done lost. Think of it as, I got 90 days. Each day I'm going to show up and show out for myself each day. And I'm going to enjoy the process. And when we get to those 90 days, I can look back and be like, damn, I was getting to it. Like, I earned this. I deserved it. Not, let me rush. Let me hurry up, man. Damn, day 90's finally here. Ooh, I can go eat what I want to. I finally get to go on vacation and turn up. That's even worse.
Man, it's like people are, it's not really a destination. It's like, I understand it's okay to set goals, but it's not okay to set a goal and then say, all right, I hit this goal, now let me go back to being how I used to be. That defeats the whole entire purpose of putting in all the time and effort you put in.
Right. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you can't just be in shape when you in town. Everybody in shape when they in town. They go out of town, they be like, bro, I ain't did shit since I've been gone. I've been gone 3 months. I ain't did nothing. Man,
Right.
you haven't learned.
Don't work at all.
You haven't learned nothing this whole time. You literally put on all that weight back in a week.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Come on, man. Hey, that's a whole nother round within itself too, Jay.
It really is. I hope y'all really caught that last one, because it's like you got to figure out what's going to work the best for you, but then also having enough awareness around what are the expectations. You know, what are the expectations, and then figuring out a way where you map your diet out and your workout out to where you can sustain it, but still have enjoyment while doing it. You know, because that's how you're going to be able to drop that weight and keep it off, right?
Worst thing to do is be miserable and dieting. Like, I'm pretty sure we both been in the same realm when it came to getting ready for a show. That you're like, hold on, bro, I'm ready to be done with this. I'm ready to eat.
Oh, already.
You know what I'm saying? Which is unhealthy. Like, people do things like that to get healthy, and once again, they're focused on the end goal instead of being focused on, like, damn, I just did 12 weeks of prep. Like, I stayed focused, disciplined. I had my ups and downs, but I finished. No, people be like, man, I'm ready to get done so I can have whatever the hell I want to eat again, man. No, that shit's gonna make you sick anyways.
Yeah, that's that's real talk. That's real talk. I'm over here getting sad just thinking about it.
Hey, look, that's why I ain't signed up for no show. That's why I ain't even been in the realm of thinking about one again right now, because I know what it's gonna take.
That's true. And that's being aware. You know what I'm saying? That's important, man. So guys, listen, I know we over here rapping. We talking about a lot of the different mistakes that people are making, the different pitfalls, right? But now we're getting ready to go into the Q&A, all right? And I just want to let you guys know, for anybody who just hopped on, I'm rocking with Joshua Jackson right now. We rapping about how to make fitness simple, all right? And so that way you can get your best body without all the complicated diets, all the complicated workouts, all the, feeling overwhelmed about what you need to do and what you don't need to do, right? And so, listen, we about to go into, the Q&A. And so if you got questions, hit that little image below with the little question mark. All right, make my finger do the question mark thing again. Hit the little question mark and ask your question, because we're about to dive into it. Let's see. And we got quite a few of them, so we're going to do some rapid fire. Let's see. Speaking of simple, how many exercises in a workout does a person really need?
In an exercise, in a workout, it depends on the style of the workout, the variety of it, because you have different ones. But my rule of thumb is I don't like to go over 3 exercises. Like, if I do a circuit, it's 3 exercises per circuit. Yeah, 3 exercises. Some people only like to work two exercises or 2 movements in one. I like to get things done. I'm an hour person, so I like to take that time that usually when we have a break and utilize that. But technically only 2 exercises per superset. So if you're working out back, you need to work out triceps.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, normally I'm anywhere between 3 to 4 exercises per workout. So I'm right there with you on that. Yep. Like, if you're doing a superset, guys, a superset is simply, let's say, for example, I'm going to do like a common exercise that y'all might know, like a chest press. You got chest press, you pushing out the barbell. And once you get done doing chest press, without any rest, you go right down to doing push-ups. All right. That's an example of a superset just for your chest and triceps. You could do that with any muscles, though. You can do it with your legs. You can go from squats, no rest time, right into doing lunges. Okay. Yes. All right. So that's just those are 2 examples of supersets. Super effective. TK says, what's your opinion on women wearing waist trainers while working out?
All right. The corset ones, no. The waistband, the sweatband, I encourage them. If it's going to heat your body up, if it's going to, that's most time why people take fat burners or thermogenics, is they put that sweatband on because it helps build body heat up. It's not going to help you lose fat, but it's going to help warm the body up. But wearing a sweatband, I don't mind, man. Wear it. That's going to help you feel better about sweating. But I do have something against the corsets, because the corsets reshape the organs on the inside and the sternum actually itself. You end up like some women have broken 2 to 3 ribs trying to get their waist this small. Like, you know, no, man, no.
They forcing that thing on there.
Just stay
on there.
You know what I'm saying? Just keep eating right. Keep eating right. Keep eating. And there's so many other ways to do it. But the last thing I want to see nobody doing, man, is wearing that damn corset about to black out doing squats.
Yeah.
All you're doing is cutting off circulation.
That's real talk. And another thing, like what Joshua was just saying, if you're not eating properly and you're just going to the gym, doing cardio, you got this waist trainer on, you're defeating the purpose. Like, yeah, your stomach's gonna sweat when you pull that little waist trainer off. You're like, oh, all this sweat. But once you go drink some water or something, you gain the water back.
Right.
And so, you know, you got to eat properly, because that's the most important factor in dropping weight. Okay.
Man, and y'all stop wearing these waist trainers around all day. Stop wearing these waist trainers to the store and into the movies and to the club. I don't want to see them waist trainers on y'all no more while y'all out and about. Leave them at the gym, man. You ain't gonna change nothing doing that. I had to get that off my chest before we kept going.
Hey man, get it out. I want you to. We gotta help these folks. So some of these longer questions, I'm gonna read it first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna post it up, because you might not be able to see all of it.
I can see it.
This is Quintez. He says, what is the average price for a trainer that helps you and meets with you once a week, so I know what to look for and not be overcharged?
There's no set price. There's a gauge though. It depends on the level of the trainer, how they've been experienced, and honestly what they feel they're worth. Somebody might charge $25 an hour. Somebody might charge $200 an hour. Somebody charge $1,000. It just really depends upon who you're going to. I say the most important thing is to do your research, and if you see the value with it, then that should be the selling point. There should be value. There should be and comfort within that. Comfort and value. It's not gonna make you comfortable spending money, of course, because everybody, man, ooh, I don't know if I can spend that. But you got to have comfort in that this person is going to lead you and that you're going to do everything to get to that goal. That's
100% facts, man. Like, here's things I tell people to look at whenever you're considering a trainer or a coach or nutritionist, sports nutritionist, whatever it is, a registered dietitian. Look to see, have they helped other people already? You know, before and afters. You know, it could be written reviews. It could be video reviews. Like, they got to have some type of results of people that you feel like you identify with to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they only help people build muscle, but you need to lose 30 or 45 pounds, might not be the best person to go to. You know, it's not to say that they can't help you, but you want to find somebody that's specific to help solve your problem, your unique problem with wanting to lose weight. And so,
because one trainer may be great at what they do, but they may not be great for you. But I would never lead with the question, how much does it cost?
Yeah, that ain't gonna help nothing. You know, you got
because that probably more than likely 9 times out of 10 you don't even follow the plan that you got the last 10 times you got a trainer.
Yeah, that's big facts.
You know, so I'll leave that one for another one.
New Mac, man, I love New Mac. They've been rocking with me for a minute now. They say, are squat belts necessary?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. No, I don't think. I mean, you're not no power lifter unless you're in there lifting, 5 times your body weight. Then I don't see the necessity for it. It just helps keep the core tight. Whenever you're exercising. So, but in my opinion, that's being lazy, because you need to practice keeping your core tight while you're lifting.
Ooh, that's a bar. I hope you're still on, because that's so important. You want to do exercise that engage your core. Like a lot of times, like, I don't know, I didn't even say nothing about it, but I wrote a book called Gut to Abs, right? And a lot of people, they always think about, man, I want to get my abs right. I want to get my core right. So they go straight into doing sit-ups. They go straight into doing ab workouts, right? But in reality, you can do things like squats, bench press, chest press, pull-ups, all of these different exercises. They engage your core.
Yep. I fully agree.
So, yeah, that's facts. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, Newman says I'm a woman. Oh, see, you got to put a photo up there so I know.
Right.
But it's all good. It's all good though. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. Let's see. Let's move to say, how do I find the right nutritionist that can help with a plan catered towards me? I love bread and Mike and Ike's.
I mean, honestly, do your research on, you know, if you have a trainer already or if you know somebody. I've seen a nutrition nurse pop in, so they might be somebody to talk to as well. Find somebody that you value, somebody that you see that knows their information, and they'll build that out. You tell them your likes and dislikes, and they're gonna help you build that out too, so that way you're still living and not just forcing yourself to eat shit.
Ooh, that's a good point too. Like when you, this is the biggest part, guys, because I have so many people who shoot me messages about losing weight. They're like, man, I'm doing all this healthy eating, I'm eating clean, but the weight still ain't coming off, right? Or they jumped into some workout, some fitness program with some trainer, and the trainer said, hey, you got to eat this way. Well, if they're a really good professional, they're going to understand how to tailor that diet regimen to you, okay? Yes. Now, if you just, you know, always throwing out different excuses about why you can't eat this, why you can't eat that, or you don't feel like eating this, it ain't gonna work. You gotta let that professional know, hey, look, I prefer eating this kind of fish, or I don't like eating red meat. You know, I like to eat these types of vegetables. And by them understanding what kind of foods you like to eat, they should understand how to help you map out the nutrition regimen based on your goals, right? Based on your level of activity on a daily and weekly basis, based on your current weight and the weight that you want to get to, right? And so you want to bring those different things to that professional before y'all dive in.
Powerful. That was powerful. I like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Lamisha says, what are some high protein foods you can eat? Because I feel like I don't get enough protein in a day.
So within what type of protein? So protein isn't just animal protein, first and foremost. Protein comes in different things. It comes in plants, it comes in legumes, it comes in carbs and certain carbs. But animal protein is usually the first one that people go to. But, you know, there's vegans out here that are bodybuilders, that are health and wellness professionals that get the same amount of protein that I get in, that may not eat as much meat as me. So it's all about finding the right ones that work for you. It references kind of back to the blood type plan. Eating the right ones that's best for you, I think, is the best approach to it. So if you know you don't like eating beef, don't eat it. Eat turkey. You know what I'm saying? But like, you can literally find on Google and Google in any type of health format what proteins are, what grains, what veggies are, and then you're able to pick and play which ones, or just Google things with protein, like foods that contain protein. Full list.
Yeah, and that's a really good point too, because we can't tell you what to eat. Like, no. I know a lot of people like to ask a trainer, they're like, hey, can you just tell me what to eat? You know, let's say, for example, you have allergy or something like that. We can't tell you that you got to eat foods that may be like shellfish or something like that, because you may be allergic to it. So, you know, I always tell people, you know, if you like eating fish, you know, pick 2 or 3 fish that you prefer to eat. If you like eating chicken, you know, that's fine too. If you like eating beef, but you want to find anywhere between 3 to 5 different meats, and that 5 is like pushing it. I really say 3. Round it down, because you want to simplify. Like, we're talking about simplifying fitness right now, and so one of the fastest ways to simplify your life, and so that you can drop weight without being overwhelmed with everything that you got to do with family, like family responsibilities, work responsibilities, you got to say, okay, what type of food, what type of meats do I like eating on a daily and weekly basis? I like eating salmon, chicken, and mahi-mahi, or shrimp or something, right?
You got nice taste.
Right, there you go.
you got fancy taste.
Hey, but that's the thing. It's like, you see how she said turkey, tuna, and salmon. Cool. That's perfect. It's great that you know that about yourself. Now you got to say, what type of vegetables, what are my top 3 vegetables or top 2 vegetables that you prefer to eat on a weekly basis, right? What are your top 2 to 3 starchy carbs, carbohydrates that you like to eat on a weekly basis? Is it brown rice? Is it sweet potatoes? Is it oatmeal, right? And once you understand what those different food groups are, like what are those 3 things for your proteins, your carbs, and your vegetables, and even your fats too, right?
Right.
When you know those things, now it takes out all the, man, what am I going to eat today? You already know. All you got to do is pick and choose between those 3 options. And you can do the same thing.
I was gonna add on to what you're talking about, because it's funny. Like, that was one of the biggest things that I apply to busy people or high performers.
Yeah.
I don't like cooking every day. I don't like to cook every day. I don't like to meal prep every day. So what do? I order meal prep. I literally buy the 3 proteins that I like.
Bro.
The 3 I eat the 3 proteins, the 3 veggies, and the carb. I usually choose 1 carb. And that right there, all I do is measure my food out, weigh it, boom, done. It almost is the same amount as me going grocery shopping, prepping, and planning, because my day is so busy. My mind's spinning 1,000 miles. I don't want to do no meal prep, but I know I got goals, so that ain't no excuse.
Right. That's facts. You got to find a way, man, because ain't nobody going to make the way for you. You got to, the biggest thing, one of the biggest reasons for having self-awareness is because the more self-awareness you have, whenever you go to a professional, you can talk to them about the things that concern you, the things that you want to accomplish. But if you don't even know what type of foods you like to eat, if you don't know how much weight you really want to drop, you just go into that person and say, hey, just make me a plan.
Right.
And that's why you don't see as much value in it when you don't know what you want.
I want to work out. That's all you're saying. I just want to work out. Oh, whatever comes with it, I get it.
I just dropped my head when I hear people say that. Nutritionist, she says, I love blood type diet. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. Yeah, I heard a lot about it. It's important. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
Either sucks. Let's see.
You got Black Beauty.
Yep. She says, is eating 1,000 calories a day sufficient for weight loss? I also walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
So most time, it really depends on the person, their health background, and also what they're normally eating. So once again, I have to get a feel of what you've been doing for the last 2 weeks. Once I've gotten a feel for what you've been doing the last 2 weeks, I can kind of get recommendation upon that, because you may not need to eat 1,000. You may need to eat 1,100, or you may need to eat 1,050, because you're already pushing out so much energy throughout the day, or you're not consuming enough. People think that I have to eat less, but sometimes you may need to eat more to lose weight, because your body isn't being fed enough, and your body's saying, hold on to the fat.
Right.
Hold on to the fat, so I have some energy whenever you watch Naked and Afraid. Naked and Afraid is the best example of this. Hold on to the fat, so that way I have energy when I'm starving, but I'm going to eat away at the muscle, because muscle is going to provide more energy for me to burn. And if I burn the fat, then I'm going to burn away the energy that I can hold on to. But when you're feeding your body, you're starving the fat and feeding the muscle.
Ooh, I hope y'all listening right now, man. I might need to make people start paying for these podcast interviews. I don't know, man.
Man, listen, bro. Hey, I'm gonna drop. I seen this Detox. I'm gonna drop something. I'm gonna drop a heavy bar on you real quick, okay? So people a lot of times, man, they be like, man, Josh, I'm not burning enough weight, right? Or I'm not burning enough calories. And I'm like, well, let's see how you've been working out. And I look at your workout, and I'm like, well, you're not sweating. You're not really breathing hard. Do you know that breathing burns calories? Breathing burns calories. Breathing, exhaling, because think about it. The harder you breathing, the harder that you're breathing, that means your heart rate is up, right? That means you're pushing yourself. So the more I breathe, the harder I work, the more calories I burn.
Facts. It's real, man. It's like your body has to move. If you're not moving, your body doesn't need to eat as much food. If you're just always sedentary, you just want to lose weight, and you're not really caring about how your body looks or anything. You don't care if you're toned up. You don't care if you're looking lean and fit. You can lose weight simply by eating less. right? Not starving yourself, but just eating less.
Mm.
Because calories, another word for calories, just energy,
Mm.
right? And so if you feed your body an excess amount of energy, what happens? We tend to gain weight because we're having an excess amount of energy stored in our body. And so if you feed your body a certain amount to be able to lose weight, if like via a deficit, an energy deficit, aka a calorie deficit, that's how you're gonna start dropping weight.
Jim, that was a bar. That was a bar.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bar.
Oh yeah. So they say, how much food should I be eating? Should I weigh my food?
It depends on how specific you are with your goals. Like if you know you're not losing weight, like most people say you lost your first 10 pounds and the next 10 pounds, like Josh, for the last 4 months, it's been hard for me to lose that last 10, right? Mm-hmm. That's when I always advise people, measuring your food gives you more information. The more information that you have, it's all about numbers at the end of the day. It's all about numbers. It's all about comparing. Mm-hmm. If you don't have nothing to compare, then I can't really give advice. Like if you're not giving me information, I can't give you information. So if you're just like, hey, I made a plate today, right? I'm like, okay, well, let me see it. Most time when I see that plate got 10 ounces of protein on it. It has 8 ounces of veggies on it, 4 ounces of carbs on it, which is if you look at it on a plate, that would be a piled up plate. And they're like, well, it's healthy though. That don't mean nothing.
That don't mean nothing.
Food, you can overeat healthy food.
Yeah. I'm going to give y'all an example about this. So a lot of times whenever my clients, whenever they jump into my coaching program, and let's say, for example, they've been in for about 3 or 4 weeks and they're like, man, I'm not losing any weight. The first thing I'm going to look at and ask them is, hey, have you been following the nutrition regimen that I gave you? And have you been tracking it? Because what you track, you can control. Like if they're not tracking it, even though I'm a professional, I won't know what to shift and change because I can't see patterns. But if you track it, I can look at the patterns of what you're eating, how much you're eating on a daily basis to make easy adjustments because I can see the patterns.
Yes.
And so if you want to drop weight, and let's say, for example, you don't have the money to be able to invest into a coach. You don't have the finances, the resources to be able to invest into a coach or a nutritionist or a dietitian, whatever the case may be. You got to track it. Get you a journal or get the MyFitnessPal app. There's other nutrition apps out there too. But you want to do this for at least, if you're new to it, anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
And you want to measure your food too. And one of the biggest reasons is, one, you get awareness. Once you get that awareness, now you know what to do. Now you know what's working because you're able to say, I only lost like 1 pound last week. Let me go back and see how much I was eating on a daily basis.
Right.
You can look at it because you can track it.
Even the bigger picture is take out only I lost 1 pound.
Right.
So you're so focused on the end goal that you're not even celebrating your small wins. Like you just lost 1 pound. That's a pound away from the starting point that you started.
That's real talk.
Come on. These are simple. These are simple ones. Yeah,
that's real. Man, we bars right now. If y'all liking this stuff, drop some hearts down below. Drop some hearts. I'm going to read Quintez. He says, what do I need to check for or ask when it comes to looking for the right trainer? I assume everyone doesn't know what they are doing. What questions should I be asking the trainer? This kind of goes back to what I said earlier. But what's your take on it?
Simple. It all boils down to what you're needing. It all boils down to what you're needing. You've already done the research on the person that before you even sat down with this person. You've got a feel of what they do, how they do it. You've seen the testimonies, like Jay said. You've seen the reviews. Then it just turns into like, by the time most of the time when I sit down with someone, it's not to help them build out the game plan. They've already made the decision that this is where I need to be. This is where I feel comfortable. This is what I've been doing the research. I have some people that hit me up a year later, like, hey, I've been watching for the last year. I really love what you're doing. I would love to come in and really be trained. all right, cool. Like that's not the hard part. But if you're going in there blindly, you're like, nah, I want to start the day. I always say go in there with at least enough information about that person, or you've done your research on your end. You know exactly what you want. So that way, when you do sit down, it's just a matter, honestly, of just signing paperwork and getting things rolling.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. That's it, man. Like, just make sure that you vibe with the trainer, know the result, the testimonials, the reviews, look at them, and then just figure. Just a lot of trainers nowadays, you should be able to speak to them. You know,
Yeah,
whether it's on social media, just a quick little conversation, and just go into that conversation I'm big on having an agenda. Like
yeah,
anybody that fills out my application to be able to jump on a phone call with me, I'm not going to be super sale, high pressure guy or anything like that, but I am going to come with an agenda.
yeah.
Because that's how we maximize time.
Because at the end of the day, this is my profession. How I feed myself. This is how, if you don't walk into Louis Vuitton and be asking them, well, why would I pay $2,700 for this one and $5,000 for this one? They look the same. You don't walk in there trying to negotiate or trying to figure out why the difference is. You're figuring out, like, this place is for me. This breeds what I need. But you're going in there with, like, man, I don't know, man. Like, I know it's a big commitment. It's a big commitment handing over X amount to somebody or handing over what you've been wanting to invest into yourself. But yeah, that's why you do your research beforehand.
So true, man.
With social media.
Due diligence. Yeah, that's real. TK says, how often should you detox, if at all?
So for me, I detox once a quarter. The reason being is because, one, it helps me kind of stay moving throughout the year. Two, because, you know, each quarter, that's 90 days. So I look at it, I've built up a lot of bacteria in my stomach from probably things I may not need to be eating. And I've also just need to kind of process. Like I do a 7-day detox, and it's 3 liquids that I take with the detox for those 7 days. One of them is a collation, which strips metals and toxins and poisons out of the body. The other one is a parasite mucus one, which pulls parasites and mucus out of your body, which we know food, everything that we consume and your body naturally makes mucus. And then the last one is the liver detox. And the liver detox is probably the most important one. And then because your liver does everything. Aside from your heart, your liver is one of the most important organs in your body. It processes food. It processes all these different materials, right? And if you're never flushing your body out and you're constantly making your body work in the overdrive, eventually it settles. And now that's when you start having visceral fat. That's when you start having cancerous diseases that are sitting up under there, because you're not taking the time to help flush. Give yourself a restart. Give yourself a brand new attack point for this.
Ooh, man. So important. Guys, I hope y'all are loving this right now. Not just liking it, but loving it.
Man.
Right now, we talking to Joshua Jackson, talking about how to keep fitness simple, how to get your best body without all the complicated diets and crazy workouts. New Mac, she says, how do you know when to lower your calories when you're already in a calorie deficit?
How do you know when to lower your calories when you're already in the calorie deficit? I think it goes back to what Jay was saying about the 4 to 6 week range. One of the things that you can tell is, like, you look at your progress photos. If you've been doing everything, then yeah, it might be something you need to change, whether it's in the cardio or whether it's in the workout, whether it's in your routine. A big thing that in the bodybuilding world is when you start getting down so low in body fat that each morning when you wake up, you can look full or you can look flat, right? Mm-hmm. And that's because you're not consuming enough calories at that time. So if you're waking up and, like, of course, if you're feeling lightheaded, if you're feeling like, bro, I'm about to pass out, I'm not eating enough, I definitely suggest put some food in your diet.
Right. Exactly. You walking around, I'm about to die. Should I eat
about more? To die. Like, listen, ain't no diet. Remember, diet. The first 3 letters in diet are die. So right. If you up here and you following 1,000-calorie diet and you've been eating 5,000 for the last 10 years, and you like, Josh, I feel like, every time I look up, shit gets bright, and it doesn't look good. I suggest you put some food in your stomach, okay? Please.
Right.
Do that for me.
Highly recommended.
Hey, you gotta break that. You gotta keep that simple as it can.
Yeah, facts. Say, all right, we got just a few more. We about to go rapid fire. In terms of building muscle, is there a simple method to make that happen?
Eat, eat and train.
Eat and train.
Eat and train and rest. Eat, train, rest.
Yeah, and you got to make sure you're in a calorie surplus. So you can't be in a deficit trying to gain mass. Okay,
No.
like you do have to also eat. Okay, eat quality food. Like a lot of times people they do these they call it like a dirty bulk, right? They want to gain up a whole lot of mass and then cut and so they can get lean and defined. But you still got to eat quality food in a
Yep.
surplus, right? So figure out what's that amount of calories that you need just to maintain, and then don't just eat an extra 1,000 calories on top of that. You got to gradually increase that calorie intake. And so instead of if just to maintain, you're supposed to be at 2,000 calories a day, on a daily basis, bump it up 200 to 300 calories. Start eating 2,300. Don't just bump it up to 3,000, because if you do, you're gonna notice that you're gonna start looking chubby and fluffy.
Yep.
It should be a gradual process.
Man, that's a whole nother. Even eating bulk eating is
Yeah.
Bulk eating is something I don't recommend, just because I've seen people bulk. They went from off season, they went from being 220 pounds to being 310, and they drop all the way back down, and they're 225. That means you only put on 5 pounds of muscle.
Right.
Here by eating, but you put on damn near almost 100 pounds to only put on 5 pounds of muscle.
That ain't gonna work.
That ain't cool.
That's horrible.
That's terrible. That's terrible. But that's why we on this live right now, bro. That's why we doing this, because we want people to understand, like, eating Debbie cakes and eating pancakes every night before bed ain't gonna help. It's gonna put on the bad weight. You know, I used to hear, bro, eat peanut butter. I want you to eat 3 or 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a night. Like all my teammates in college, they used to tell them to eat like 2 of them a night for the hard gainers, right?
Right.
I knew, and then that wasn't right.
Yeah.
But eating that many calories at night is not going to help you put on the right weight. I'm just going to let you know.
That's true. That's facts. All right, we got like 1 or 2 questions left, and then we'll go close this bad boy out. Quintez says, how do you do these detoxes? Is there a site I can check? There's you gonna answer it?
Yep. The detox. So I'm actually putting the name of the detox that I recommend always, called Holistically Made. She's a holistic doctor, man. She's a good person. She beat cancer 3 times. Yeah, I tell her story because the products that she make, you know, we can grow cancer, and we can also, you know, kill cancer by what we consume. This is another reason why I started really paying attention to what I eat. There's blue zones in the world, and these blue zones determine healthy people. And there's a place in Italy that's a blue zone, and these people live to be the average of 99 years old.
Man,
hands down.
Impressive.
There was a quote inside of it that says, there's nowhere in the world where there's a main protein consumer that lives a long life.
Interesting. Yeah, we might have to get her on a podcast.
Man, bro, that was some heavy. I actually watched it it was on a show, Zach Efron's show on Netflix, and
right.
Blue zones, man, they're you know, I bring that idea to say, you have to feed your body, but you also have to detox your body too. Your body is a machine, it's a computer. So it resets at night, it wakes up, it does everything, and then it resets at night. So the more you take care of the machine, the more the machine is going to take care of you.
That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find her. I may bring her on, New Mac.
Oh, bro, Miss Tina, dope, bro. I'm hands down. Miss Tina is,
yeah.
You gonna the information, the knowledge, man, that she has, and just the things that I carry a lot of the products in my crib. Like, aside from the detox, I actually got one I'm about to start here in 2 weeks, because we're walking out of the first quarter, right? But
right.
There's a little bit of everything, man. You know, stop smoking, fat loss, like. Everybody I know, man, everybody that comes to my gym, I tell them to use it. And people that I don't know, they always hit me up like, bro, it's rough. But I was a lady that lost 20-something pounds, bro, that was sedentary doing it.
Wow. Yeah. That's results right there. And then the last and final question, how do you detox?
It depends upon the detox.
That's true.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends upon the detox, but also say like that week, you know, each day you wake up with a goal. So that week that you're on that detox, or if it's a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 7 day, whatever it is, that you, one, you're kind to yourself. Two, you show up for yourself each day that you do this detox, and that you do things that are going to help create dopamines within you that are going to help support this detox that you're doing, because you're expelling toxins out of your body. So you're expelling the bad. So why not reform that with the good? Because it all starts here. It all starts
That's
here.
true.
And if you don't believe it, it's never going to happen.
That's real talk. So with that said, guys, right now we're rocking with Joshua Jackson, talking about how to make fitness simple, how to accomplish and reach your best body without all the complicated diets and crazy workout routines. And so this is how we normally wrap it up. Josh, we go rapid fire with the top 3 things that you'd recommend for anybody that's watching right now. They're like, man, I just got to lose some weight. I want to get this weight off of me. I want to feel healthier, so I'm not having to worry about different health complications. I want to be there for my family. I want to feel confident and happy about how I look. Like, what would be those 3 steps that somebody could take leaving off of this video tonight to start dropping weight?
Got it. 1, why? Why is the most important one out of all of this? Why you're starting this journey? Why you have even wanted to do this? Why you're even wanting to make this type of change? Why you're wanting to even go through this type of journey? Whatever you're doing, your why has to be strong enough, so that way when times do get rough, when things get overwhelming, when life gets tough, that your why reminds you why you even started this, why you're going to continue. So that's first and foremost. Why is the biggest piece. I think once you find your why, is then you find somebody to help you with your why. Finding somebody to help you with your why, do the research, find out what works best for you, you know, and within that time, start moving around yourself. 30 minutes a day adds a year and a half to life. Walking 30 minutes a day adds a year and a half to life. So while you're figuring out, while you're finding that right person, start doing little things on your own. Start walking. You ain't got to do nothing major. And then the last thing is, man, and it's 2 things. And the rules in my gym: don't quit and finish how you start.
Ooh.
Don't quit and finish how you start. And that means, like, while you're doing this, don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on yourself, man. You're human. You're going to have fumbles. You're going to have ups and downs, but don't quit on you, because you is going to be there when nobody else is there. And finishing how you start. And my dad, before my dad passed away, one of the biggest things my dad always told me was, son, don't ever quit something that you start. Always finish that shit. And I say finish how you start because I played sports all the way through college. And one of the most prominent things that our coach used to say to us, and we won 3 national championships while I was in school. We were 5-time conference champions, like greatest college football upsets. And that word sticks with me so much, because the same way that you ran out there on that field, the same way you walked into this door, the same way that you woke up and said, I want to make a change, needs to be the same way that you finish through that line. Show up and show out for yourself.
Man, bars. I'm hoping y'all enjoyed this live. This has been crazy. Way deeper than I was expecting, you know, and it's like this stuff is life-changing. And a lot of it ties back into like mindset. You know, you see, we didn't talk a whole lot about, you know, what exercise to do or what foods to eat. Even though we touched on it, it's like you got to understand why you want to accomplish a specific result first. You know, then you got to develop that self-discipline and awareness to be able to get through the rough patches, but also sustain those results long term. And so, man, I also want to say, Joshua, I appreciate you taking that time out of your evening to jump on and rock with me for a good, hour and a half now. I really do appreciate it.
All right, man, listen, bro, I enjoy you even inviting me to your community and allowing me to, you know, share not only my journey, but just even my insight on this, man, because, you know, I'm always thankful and always humble and grateful for being able to pour what genuinely means so much to me and to others. So I hope that we change one person in here, because one can change thousands.
At 100, that's real talk. So, Josh, how can more people, how can they find you and connect with you on social media and everything else?
Oh man, so Joshua Grimes, as you can see in the page, that's my personal page. Fourth Quarter Performance is my gym. We're located in West Midtown, man. We offer large group. We're a members only facility. We offer a large group and small group, and we have it online. We have literally virtual training, which is our 30-day grind program. I started during quarantine, man, where I've helped out thousands of people from home, just from simply clicking their phone, their tablet, just like you're watching this. We're literally instructing you to get to the best shape of that you ever have. AKA, there's no excuses. Get the shit done. Get the work. But all those other platforms, LinkedIn, man, we on all of those, man. YouTube, LinkedIn, Peerspace, TikTok, all those different things. But listen, follow this page. Keep following Jay. Keep tuning in, brother. I love what you're doing. I love this conversation. I think more conversations like this need to happen to wake people up to what fitness really is. And it's not about how you look in the mirror, but it's about how you feel as a whole.
Yeah, that's 100%. We'll definitely do more. 100%.
Yeah. You gotta come on mine. You gotta come on mine. We gotta talk on mine.
I'm with it. I'm going. I see Quintus he asked one last question. He says, any suggestions for people that work desk jobs? Is it a matter of just working out more than 3 days a week? Not really.
Honestly, 3 days a week is perfect. 3 days a week, and then doing things in your downtime. But once again, there's no set standard for, desk job people. You don't move around, so you need to make sure you're moving around enough. That's the majority of people that I train are people that are either in IT. They either are high corporate professionals, or they're entrepreneurs that have just gotten to that point where they're able to invest into themselves. So either way, get it done.
Get it done. That's it, man. Don't make no excuses. Love it. I appreciate all y'all asking questions, engaging, liking, commenting. It means a lot to me that y'all are rocking with us and not just watching in silence. So that's important.
That's important, man. You know that we're dropping some important gems to people, man.
That's real talk. I love it, man. Well, Josh, until next time, brother. If you need me, man, I'm here for you. All right.
Likewise, big dog. I appreciate you letting me come on here, man. We'll chop it up here soon. In the meantime, y'all, peace, love, and hair grease.
Hey, out.